Welcome to Bill and Rob's Podside chat. That's a small, excellent adventure about what's going on with the podcast. And I got my co-host and rock-solid friend on the mic, Rob Schulte here. Rob, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, Bill. Look, we get it, listeners. It's been a little over a month. You're chomping at the bit for some more Bill and Rob's. And we've got not only an incredible announcement for you, we've got an incredible announcement for the friends over on the Patreon and the public feed. This is why this episode's getting dropped in both. Bill, and could you think of anything more exciting than that?
I couldn't be more excited if I woke up with my head stapled to the carpet to steal a line from Chevy Chase.
Well, here's the wrap up, folks. Bill and I are continuing and finishing off this year's pumpkin spice season, which you've probably already, if you're behind the paywall, you've heard the first 2 episodes of me and Graham. Bill and I will be doing the last 2 episodes, and then those episodes will be available in the public pumpkin spice feed. So there you go. You're going to get those ahead of time behind the paywall. And then, starting on the 17th of September of the year of our Lord 2025, we will be releasing all of the paywalled episodes, one at a time, once a week, in the public feed. Look, paywall users, I don't want you to think you're getting cheated, because you're not. But like, this goes back to 2023, so you've had time to relish in these episodes, and now this gives us enough running time so that if anyone here listening in the public feed wants to hear more, they now know they can go to patreon.com/BillandRobs and jump the line, essentially. But that means more new stuff is coming behind the paywall too, Bill. It's thrilling.
Yep, the Bill and Rob's machine is going to keep going, and it's just a second wave. Think of it as a time-traveling slingshot around the sun podcast. So you've got stuff coming out that you've never heard. We're going to keep doing new stuff, and if you like it and you want your early access, you can go over to Patreon and get it for a nominal cost that keeps it all going. And if you want to wait a long time, then you can. Eventually stuff will come out. But knowing that if you go to the Patreon and support us over there, it makes getting those episodes out a lot easier. So like Rob, I will copy what he said. You know, it's been a while. Things come and go. Our schedules are hectic, but we are committed to always putting a good amount of stuff out every year, and because we like doing it, so it's fun.
Yeah.
And it's fun when you guys join us over there, especially when you can drop us a line, let us know what you're into. You know, this whole thing runs on our friends out there. We don't have fans, we have friends, and we hope that you will support us over there. But also, if you go to the free feeds, please, if you like it, leave us those positive reviews. Do all the things that keep podcasts running. 5 stars, bump us up in that metric so that the reach of this show can go out and just encompass, not like a virus, like a friendly virus, a virus that you actually enjoy having in your ears, that gives you pleasant movie humor and insights that we put out so often.
Well, Bill, I do think we should let people know we're going to announce what our next season is going to be behind the paywall in just a moment. But I feel like we should make it real to people, like why it's taken us a minute to do another like full season of shows. And on my end, I can say that's because I moved. I'm not a desert rat anymore. I'm back in the big city. I'm in L.A., which actually is going to provide some fun episodes, Bill, because I do think that, like, although we do our seasons, I'm going to be able to give you the perspective of what's going on in Hollywood.
He's our man on the street, everybody. You don't have to worry. Yep. His return wasn't like the fresh-faced Kansas boy with his sister's borrowed flower suitcase getting off, not knowing where to go. This is more the, the sunglasses wearing 5 o'clock shadow coming back home in a muscle car opening scene to the second coming of Rob Schulte to the City of Angels.
Yes. Well, for example, Bill, in not this weekend at the time of this recording, but the next weekend at the time of this recording, I bought tickets to one of Quentin Tarantino's movie theaters, the Vista, where I will be seeing Kill Bill, The Whole Bloody Affair. That is both movies with an intermission on 35 millimeter, and it is the print that was shown at Cannes. So it has French subtitles.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just the things I can bring to the table going forward.
You live in a magical land of movie perks. I, on the other hand, cannot here in Ohio prevail the same thing with my AMC cinema, but every once in a while I do get a Fathom movie that I can tell you about. But
well, I will tell you, Bill,
you're getting the Rust Belt Appalachian view of the cinema empire.
We get the Bill Tilley brain, and that's what we need. And I also, now that I live around more than one cinema, I became a member of the AMC A-list.
Oh.
So, that's what, $30 a month, and I can see 4 movies a week? I see 2 movies. I've paid for this darn thing.
Man, do they give you like a cool jacket to wear every time you show up at the theater?
They haven't explicitly said that, but I think so. And I'm gonna hint at it the next time I'm at the AMC City Walk, I think.
Please do. I can't wait to hear how that comes out.
It won't be weird at all for anyone. No.
In LA, you think that would be weird? Like, no, that wouldn't even scratch the surface of weird.
So I think that this leads us to having the opportunity, Bill, that if something new is coming out and we're like, we got to cover that. We got to cover that. We should do it. I mean, I just saw the remake of The Toxic Avenger, and it was fantastic.
It was. I didn't even know there was one, or that you were seeing it. I'm learning things just like everybody else.
Exactly. Well, Bill, did you have any updates? I do know you took one little trip to Sin City, right?
Yeah. Took a little flight out there to hang out with our good friends over at Greatest Gen and Greatest Trek for Star Trek Las Vegas. But like Rob, I have moved, but I've been in the middle of renovations and family thing, and it's summertime. I mean, let's just call it. Everybody knows stuff goes on, and we allow ourselves that flexibility, which is why we kind of did the randomized show thing. So every once in a while, Rob and I have to go do some stuff, but we make sure that there's plenty of stuff for you guys to listen to. And that's the great thing about opening up the public feed with the old episodes, is now there's even more stuff out there to fill that void. And we're proud of the stuff. So you only want to let it sit so long. And now it has sat like a fine wine, and it has aged. And now we have popped the cork on this library, and you all get to enjoy the benefits of that.
Well, I think it's time for the announcement, Bill. We figured with our glorious summer break over, it's time to get back to our roots. What did we want? We wanted to watch franchises, and then we wanted to make our own franchises, and then we just figured it's an excellent adventure. We can do whatever the heck we want, and that can involve the previous 2 thoughts. And I think, I have a knack for watching things in chronological order, whether that makes sense or I've bent it to make sense for the moment. See our Planet of the Apes episodes. And I think we should watch the Terminator franchise in chronological order. And you know what I think that means? I think that means, should I go through the chronological order, or should we let that be a surprise?
I think we'll let that be a surprise. There's no fate but what you make. So
yeah, that's true.
We'll let it, much like that whole series, we'll just let it roll out in a way that is both joyful and confusing.
Well, also, since the timeline gets corrupted, I think, in a movie, there may not be an actual chronological order. It's very circular in that.
I think it's going to be largely open to interpretation, and I think it's going to be the Rob Schulte interpretation that's going to matter. And I'm down for it.
Well, that is true. That is true. Well, with that, Bill, I think we should say goodbye to our friends. You're all friends. You're all listeners. Like Bill said, please, if you're in the public feed, give us those stars and those positive reviews. And if you would like to head over and get the Dragon's Den full of our doubloons of episodes, video and audio, that's at patreon.com/BillAndRobs. And we will see you very soon with a new episode of Bill and Rob's An Excellent Adventure. Goodbye.
Bye.